What's up, guys? Lauren Screeden here. You've seen me on your screens, on the sidelines, and now I can officially say wherever you get your podcasts. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I realized that what had to happen was I had to get out of my own head and out of my own way. And that's how I came up with the name of this podcast, which is called The Out Route. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. We're going to explore life outside of football, outside of sports, outside of your own head, because that's really where you can grow and where life truly gets exciting and gets interesting when you break free from old mindsets and old habits. I believe that everybody has a story to tell, and that's what I want this to be here. So welcome. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Welcome to The Out Route with your host, Lauren Screeden.
Welcome to the very first episode of the Out Route podcast. Did you even know that's what it was called when you agreed to do this?
Nope. You said, do I have time? Let's do it. So here I am. Let's get it.
You're the best. It's the one, the only Spice Adams. Of course, he's my first guest because we
Why
go
not?
way back.
Why wouldn't I be? I would be insulted if I wasn't, actually.
You might as well just co-host the show, really.
I'm glad you did this.
We've known each other for 10 years now.
Really? I ain't even, wow,
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
We hit the
You know
double
what?
digits.
That was about 100-something pounds ago. At least 120
You just
Yeah.
posted you're down 160.
and counting. Probably 165 today.
When did you start losing weight?
Probably 2018. I think that was the last straw. I saw this picture. I was at the United Center playing basketball with the Globetrotters. And I looked at this picture and I was like, oh my, and that same day I had an episode of gout. And it was like in my pinky finger, my right pinky finger. So I was shaking everybody's hand with the left. And I was just like, man, I can't keep going through this. That was like the last straw. That next day I worked out.
I remember you coming to the studio sometimes, and it was like your hand would just be totally swollen. It was so like you were doing the show like this.
It was bad, man. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I wasn't getting a lot of rest. I was highly irritable. It was bad, man. But I'm always such a happy-go-lucky guy that you really can't even tell.
You are. Did you continue on the vegetarian train, or are you off that now? Because that was it for a while, wasn't it?
I'm off. I did a whole year just to see if I can do
I
it.
remember that.
And yeah, I did a whole year. I got on the grill, Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, and I didn't eat any of it. I just made, all type of ribs and chicken and turkey and stuff like that for my family. But I did that probably like 2020, 2021. I did a full year. It was cool. They got some cool alternatives. But I can't do it no more. I'm back on the chicken and everything else, man. Because right now I've worked up my metabolism where I could basically eat anything I want.
That is very nice.
But you gotta work out. You gotta work out. That's the common denominator. Like you can eat whatever you want, but you gotta make sure you burn it.
Yeah, but like working out for me, I'm like about to go for a run, and I'm gonna fall halfway through.
Yeah.
And you're
I
out
can't
here
do
in
the
like
running, though.
sweatsuits doing.
I don't like doing too much of the running because of my back and my shins and everything that come along with running like that. It's not good for my body. Like other people can do it, but it ain't good for my back.
It's okay when I stay upright, but that's not that
Yeah,
often.
dude, you got a problem with that. Like you always tripping and falling somewhere. Yeah.
Okay,
You got all the
let's go
scars to
back.
prove it.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go back to my first audition for Inside the Bears. For those
Why do you
who
want to do that
are
to
new
yourself?
here and don't know about Inside the Bears, we had a show on Fox Chicago for, what was it? Probably 8 years?
Why do you want to do that to yourself? Like, why do you want to go back and open up those old wounds?
From the first time we met? My sweaty hands and all? Come on.
Man, sweaty,
We got to give people the real insight here.
Oh my gosh. But I'm
What
telling
did you
what,
think when you
you were
first met
quick with
me?
it. you were quick with it. Like, it wasn't like I had to do something and I crack a joke and I wonder if I hurt her feelings or anything. It just felt like a brother sister vibe, like from the get go. So I was like,
It's
I was
true.
talking with the producers. I was like, what do y'all think? I think they had already, hired you at this point, like in their head. I was like, man, what y'all think? They were like, yeah, yeah, she's really good, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. And it really, I don't even think there was anybody else that they had me do that with. So they really liked you. I don't know what happened before you went live with me, but it was good. And my experience doing that was a total bomb. A total bomb. When I had to do that for the Big Ten Network, oh my gosh. I wanted them to
No way.
burn whatever they had. Yeah,
No way. I mean, that's how I feel about ITV, the first one. It's like,
it
oh my
was
gosh,
so
you look
bad.
back and you're like,
Yeah.
that was
You
kind of like my
did you
first
did way better than
sportscast in
I did.
Rockford, though. I no.
You did way better than I did.
Well,
No
thank you.
question. Yeah. So props to
Well,
you.
for you, thanks. You don't have to say that just because
Hats
it's
off.
my new podcast. Hats
Nah,
off. That
straight
was
up.
one of our favorite
You
sayings.
know, I get any
Mm,
chance to embarrass you anytime because I'm big bro.
I know.
So, but
It's
you
true.
you did your thing. I can't even front. For that to be your
Well,
first
thank you.
time, that was dope.
The launching point for you from inside the Bears. I mean, most people know you played in the NFL for 9 years, right?
Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
And then ITB came about. But how did you truly take that step into the comedy world and these characters that you do and all of that that has made you so famous to the point where people say, he played football?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the professionalism you learn, and that I had somebody take me under their wing and just show me the ropes. Show me this is what you're supposed to do. This is you got to be on time. You got to do this. You got to do that. And you take that and you apply it to your everyday life. In football and in sports, you always have somebody that you're accountable for. Somebody that is your teammate that you look out for, that you work with and things like that. And so you take all of those qualities and characteristics that have built you to the type of person that you are today, and you apply it to everyday life, and it starts to things start to open up for you, and you start getting the reps just like how you do in practice. You start getting in front of the camera and you start just record it, and then you watch it, and then you critique yourself, and then you say, man, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to stop using my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands when I start talking. So the next interview you see, you might be doing this, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you just keep getting better. And then at some point you start to find out who you really are, and then you stay true to that, things start to open up for you. And that's what happened with me.
You've had roles on Ballers. You hosted the Great American Baking Show in
Mhm.
London. I mean, NBA
Yeah.
All-Star games, Old Spice stuff. Was there a moment where you're like, "Whoa, this is this is crazy. I made it," or are you still striving for that?
Yeah, I don't know if I can ever say I made it like that. But I think the moment where I got the hosting job for the Great American Baking Show, that kind of changed my perspective on things. Cause I mean, all I did was football, like football, football, football. I got a check for playing football. And then when you get your first check outside of anything that's football, you like, oh my gosh, like this is exciting, especially if it's something that I never like aspired to be. Like I always, wanted to play some type of sport or something like that, or own like my own business. So this side of entertainment is all new to me, but I still like to work. Like, so I'm always trying to get myself better and like improve myself. But when I learned that I got the hosting job for the Great American Baking Show, I was like, man, that is cool. And then to see yourself on national TV and then people calling and texting saying congratulations, that's a good feeling, man. And it just shows you that hard work pays off.
You got to co-host with a Spice Girl, which for the 90s
So
kid in me was like,
that was very cool. Very,
epic,
very cool. Yeah. It
epic.
just it took something inside me not to say, tell me what you want, what you really I wanted to say that like every day. And I had to like, hey man, you got to keep it cool, man. But that was dope, man. That was a dope experience, man. Dope experience, man. Shot it all the way over in the UK, and I was where I my hotel that I stayed at. It was right across the street from the castle, right across the street. So you would hear the changing of the guards every day, like right outside my
Oh,
window. It's
that's
just
cool.
bam, 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 every day, every day. It was dope.
That's so cool. And I forget, did the kids come over and see you? Kids in AC?
Yeah.
They
Yep,
came
they
over?
came over 3 times, so
Nice.
they got some stamps on the passport. They had way more stamps than I had. I didn't get a passport, I was like 25.
How do you balance the wanting to give your kids the world
Yeah.
and being in a position to now do so, but raise them with the same type of humility and understanding of the world that you had?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's like I feel like it's like the gift and the curse almost, because it's just like I had to go through all of that stuff so they won't have to, but they don't understand it because they didn't go through it. But you try to talk to them and you try to take them around the areas that you grew up in, but it'll never be the same until you actually feel it. And that's what I have to remind myself of. Like, they don't understand it because they don't know what it's like to just eat a sugar sandwich or a syrup sandwich, because they could go and get the ham from out the refrigerator. They can go and get whatever they need because I provided a surplus of it. And so, my wife and I, we come from similar backgrounds, but we can't forget where we came from because that's all we know. Like, all I know is the work. I knew people who would have like catastrophic injuries, but still show up for work the next day. Like, I've seen some people break their arm, but they still showing up for work. Those are the type of people that I grew up watching and emulating. And I was like, man, if they can do this, I know that's all that's going to take for me is work. And so, but I always try to let them know where we came from and how many resources that we didn't have that they are afforded with every day.
You guys do an incredible job with that.
Thank you.
How would you describe your childhood?
My mom did a great job in just being a single parent because now that I know the things that my wife and I do, it's just like, oh my gosh, my mom had to do this by herself. That is wild. So the fact that she was able to raise me the way that she did, and I didn't have any resentment for my dad, I think that was awesome, man. Because I could have turned out completely different if my mom really just was like, oh, you could have did it if your dad was here, da da da. Always be in the back of my mind, and it would mess with me. You know what I mean? But the fact that all she did was give me positive stories about my dad, I think that made it easier to deal with because I was like, dang, my dad was a good person. He just made a bad decision. You know what I mean? Because, my dad went to prison when I was 4. And so it was just my mom and myself. But I never had resentment towards him. I never had any hate towards him. So when he got out, when I was about 28 years old, I went and got him a car. I went and got him a blue suit, a brown suit, a black suit. I got him a laptop. I got him a iPod and stuff like that. And he was able to get to all these different interviews for these jobs he was going to get. And now he's been working at Ford now for I don't know, like at least 12 years and he's in a union now. You know what I mean? So he's been grinding, man. So shout out to my mom for, not putting all the negativity in my mind and in my heart. And shout out to my dad for just coming out here grinding. That's how I know like I work just by looking at him.
Mhm.
Cause my dad do things that robots can't do. Like he's on the assembly line. He's making cars and he's doing the work of
Yeah,
3 people. So shout out to him. Shout out to my mom for, just being on the grind.
absolutely. One of my favorite stories about your mom is actually how you started
Uh,
playing football
yeah.
is because of that one day your mom made that decision. Tell us that story.
So growing up, I grew up in Detroit. So it's always about the bad boys, the Pistons. So Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, who the Bulls had to come and get in order for them to win their 3 championships. Anyways, yeah, The Pistons, bad boys, bad boys. That's all we did was play basketball. And my mom was like, "You're on the bigger side of this. Like all your friends are growing vertically. You're growing horizontally." So she's like, you're still athletic and things like that, but I think you're more suited for football. And a lot of my cousins and friends around the family are like, man, you can get hurt playing football, man. So they kind of discouraged me from playing. But my mom knew better. And you have to be a certain weight limit to play Little League. And I was well over that. I think you had to be 120, 140, whatever it was. At this particular time, I was 289. So my mom took me to this
At
Little
how
League
old?
practice. I was 12.
12.
Yeah. My
Wow.
mom took me to this Little League practice, and all of the coaches there, they thought I was one of the coaches. Because since I was 12, I was the same size and height, like since 12. And so showing up, they was like, nah, man, like coaches go over there. They're like, who's this guy? My mom was like, this is my son. He's 12. And they're like, ain't no way. But just let him get on the scale anyway. Get on the scale, say 289. They're like, he not playing no football for us. He can't. It's impossible. Like, no. And so I was off the hook. I was like, see, we tried, Mom. I'm good. So now I'm back in the neighborhood playing basketball. But when you 14, to go to high school, you could be whatever size you want. You could be 500 pounds. It doesn't even matter. So I took this test to get into the top 3 schools in Detroit, Cass, King, and Renaissance. I wanted to go to King. So I go to King. And so upon my mom knowing that, she was like, okay, she got some information. She's like, okay, when does practice start? Da, da, da. She's talking to all these different people. I don't know she's doing this. I'm playing video games, eating family size bags of Doritos, all that. And so one day my mom she said, get in the car. And I'm like, okay, all right, here we go again. So I get in the car and she dropped me off at practice. Now, mind you, I got on like jeans, shorts, probably like some shoes you would cut grass in. It's like a regular t-shirt. She's like, get out the car. She said, go introduce yourself to that coach over there. So I get out the car. It's a bunch of coaches over there. So I don't know which coach she's talking about. So I turn around and say, hey, Ma, this is skirt. She peels off. The force from her peeling off was what closed the door. Like, and so ever since then, like after I went to introduce myself to the coach, I was like, I loved it. From the beginning, I loved it. I loved how everybody was all together doing jumping jacks. 1, 2. Like I loved all that. And when she came to pick me up, I was like, all right. Thank you, Ma. I love you. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing me down. I said, Coach said we got to be here at 3:00 tomorrow. I want to get here at 2. Can we get here early? Like I want to be here early. And so ever since then, I loved it.
And now your son, little Ant, who's not little
Hmm.
anymore. Dude, we took that picture a few weeks ago. He's so much taller than me now. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
There you go, right
it's
there. He
crazy.
don't even look like this no more.
He
This
doesn't look
wasn't
like
even
that
that long.
anymore.
That's
No,
crazy. That was just a
it's
couple
crazy.
years. Just a
Yeah.
couple years.
But now he's playing high school football. Well,
Yeah,
recently finished playing high
yeah.
school football. What's that been like for you to be able to watch him and coach him? And you didn't let him play football till high school, right?
Yeah, so the same situation I was in. But I know how football will make you end up. Like, your pinky's gonna look like this, your back's gonna be hurting, all type of every joint you have is gonna take some type of beating. So upon me knowing that, it's like I don't want this kid to have to go through concussions, at 7 years old or 10 years old. So it's just like, why don't you just do like I did? Play all these different sports. And then, by the time you turn 14, I'll let it be your decision on if you want to play football or not. He ended up being good at everything we entered him in. So we entered him into fencing, and the coach pulled me over to the side. He's like, hey, have you thought about signing him up for a club or something? I'm like, man, no. Like, here we go again. We signed him up for track and field to throw the javelin. They had just started it, and he ended up being a junior Olympian in it. And then we had him doing shot put. He was a junior Olympian in it. I'm like, man, so we traveled to North Carolina, to Kansas, to all these different Sacramento one year. And he's doing this at age 8, 9 and stuff like that. So I think all of that type of stuff paid off. But at the end of the day, he wanted to play football. But it's just I wouldn't let him play. I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing my 8-year-old is walking around here with a concussion because he's
Yeah.
trying to please me and outdo the things that I did.
Was gonna say he might have not played as a kid, but it was in his blood, and he made up for it in
Yeah,
high
doing
school for
good.
sure. Very successful. Give us some stats, we think he'll play in college?
Yeah, yeah. He has 5 scholarship offers right now. He's been looking at Eastern Illinois, but that's that could change. Any other school could come along and offer him a scholarship. I know Khalil Mack only had 1 scholarship offer. Went to Buffalo and made something for itself for sure. It's been bittersweet for me because I volunteer coached. And so I've been at every practice, been at all the games, and I'm always there coaching him up. And, he just had his last high school game and it was really emotional for me, man, because I knew that was my last high school game too. So I had some Ray-Bans and everything because the Ray-Bans you can record everything. So I was recording everything that I saw because I knew how big this moment was for me, and I know it's gonna be a big moment for him, when he looks back at his life and understand that I was there every step of the way, and
Mhm.
he will never know, excuse me, he will never know what it's like to not have a dad there. He will never understand the feeling, but I do, and it sucks. It sucks to absolutely know when you look up in that stands and you know that person ain't gonna be there. It sucks. He'll never know what that feel like.
It's been really fun to see you with these kids growing up, and, I mean, I get to say that now because 'cause I've seen him for 10 years, like, he was literally, like, 6, 7, right? And Yanni was in diapers, which is crazy.
Ayana is
So I was
AAU
gonna say, let's
volleyball.
hear about the girls.
Amaya is water polo and swimming. Amina is track and field, so she's 15. And then my 14-year-old right here, water polo and swimming. Then the 12-year-old right here, AAU volleyball. So everybody is doing something. Everybody got their own schedule. Sometimes Amaya has to be in a pool by 6 a.m. and Anthony would have to be working out by 7. So it's a crazy schedule, but we make it do what it do.
And lean this way a little bit. We need to see AC.
Yeah,
There
that's
she is.
AC right there. She
That's
keep it all
AC,
together.
keeping it all together. And
Yeah,
like me and Kev, you guys met growing up. You guys go
yeah.
way back.
Way back. I just told her I've known her and her family for as long as I haven't. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
we've known each other since 1994, since we were 14. And
Wow.
yeah, we've been really good friends. Our relationship it's kind of flourished, you know what I'm saying? As soon as we got together, it was magnetic. And then I knew that I was like, man, she's definitely wife material. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you wifed her up with a joke of a you wifed her up with a fake ring at first.
Oh, man, we ain't got time to go through that, man. I'm telling you, I really put some thought behind that.
Always a
I put some
jokester.
thought behind that. Do you really want me to go into that story
I
of
think it's
the
so funny. I
engagement?
love that story. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you
Okay,
can give us
so
the Cliff Notes version.
I'll try, but I've really put some thought into this, man. Like,
You did.
so,
And not in the way people will
2003.
expect.
I mean, some people probably need to take notes for real. So we were in Lake Tahoe. So my rookie year, 2003. I went to this Squaw Valley event that the 49ers always did. And this particular time, the owner, well, let me say this. One time, the owner picked me, Tony Parrish, who used to play for the Bears, and then our wide receiver at the time, B. Man, I don't know. I can't remember B's last name, but Brandon Lloyd. So we all got in the limo and he took us out in San Francisco. He took us somewhere to get hors d'oeuvres. Then he took us to a different restaurant for the main course. Then he took us to a different restaurant for dessert. And I was telling AC this, oh, that was really cool. Da da da. So when I was going to get engaged, I told her we're going to Squaw Valley because that's where I was going to get engaged at. So it wouldn't look like it was something out of the ordinary because I've been to this Squaw Valley event before. So I was like, hey, we're going to go to this event, but also the owner wants to pick us up in a limo to take us to this restaurant or whatever. I was like, he just randomly did this, just like how he randomly took me, Tony Parrish, and Brandon Lloyd out. So she was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So when we get up there, the limo come pick us up, and we went to this. Mind you, I had already had I had recorded a lot of people saying congratulations because I figured that she was going to already say yes. So I interviewed her mom. I interviewed her favorite teacher in high school. I interviewed her trainer. I interviewed her brothers. I interviewed my mom, my cousins, like everybody that we knew. Everybody was saying congratulations. I already had that queued up. I had wrote a song and performed a song that I had on. Remember when iPods had the little thumb roller? I
Oh,
had a
yeah.
song on there, MP3, already queued up. And I had somebody in HR, she was setting up the room for me and everything. Like it was like a bunch of rose petals in the room and everything. Like it was dope. It was all set up.
Yeah.
So I had a limo come pick us up and we went to some hot tub spot. I don't know. This hot tub spot had champagne and like all this other type stuff. And I went to BCBG because that's her favorite store at the time. I got her a dress. I got her some accessories, some earrings, and a little clutch purse, like all this stuff that she would like.
Pulling out all
And
the stops. Like,
I
this
had it, I
is,
had it
she's
hanging up.
saying yes.
I had it hanging up. I had my suit next to that. And so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
after we get out of the hot tub and get showered up and stuff like that, we're going to put this suit on. You're going to put this on because now the owner is taking us to this place to get entrees. So now she didn't even really think of it. She's like, dang, this is really cool that he's doing that. She not putting two and two together. And so we changed into the clothes. And now I'm like on the phone, like trying to make sure everything is situated, like is the room ready? Da, da, da. Because now I got to stall if it's not ready, which it wasn't. And so we end up going to this restaurant. And at the restaurant, that's when I'm going to propose. Like while I'm at the restaurant, they should be getting the room ready. So I'm there and I'm trying to make sure everything's going right. So I got a knife in my hand, I got a fork in my hand, and I'm just like this. And she's like, what is going on with you? Like, why you here with a knife and a fork in your hand? Just like, what's going on? And so they end up telling me the room's ready. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now I propose, but I got this ring that I got from Claire's. This is the most basic ring you ever want to see in your life. It looked almost like a key ring. You know what I'm saying? Like that was it. It was
Yeah.
nothing to it. It had a small little diamond on there, a small one. And when I
And like
proposed to
from
her, she
Claire's,
was
where you would get your ears pierced for free in the mall.
yes, the accessories,
Shout
the
out Claire.
bubble
Yeah.
gum.
Yeah.
If you put 25 cents in, you
Yeah.
get one of these type of rings. And so, but I had a crazy ring that I got somewhere in San Francisco from the jewelry box or something like that at the time. And so I proposed with this little ring and she looked excited, but after I talked to her, she was like, what? This guy played the NFL? It was funny after we found out all this stuff afterwards. But, I gave her that ring or whatever. She's happy. Everybody in the restaurant's clapping, whatever. Da, da, da. Then she go up to the room. I got the song playing. I got the video queued up of everybody saying congratulations. There's rose petals all over the floor everywhere and champagne and strawberry cherries, chocolate covered strawberries. Yeah, all this stuff, man. So, and that was the engagement, man. But then I gave her the real ring once we got up in the room, and she was listening to the song that I had Prepare For, which I don't even know what that song is. But
You
yeah, that was
don't?
that. No, because it was on one of those the thumb MP3.
Yeah,
When you record stuff on there, you can't really get
yeah.
it until you get that computer. So I don't even know where that computer is.
You were always destined to do this, social media thing though, because think
I
of the
guess
content that went into that.
it was a
And what a
lot.
great way to know that it's true love when you propose with a fake ring and she's still excited and said yes. It's like the
That
final
ring,
test, you know?
I don't think that ring lasted to I think that was sometime in February, I think. And that probably March, that ring was probably done. It turned brown and green and all kind of stuff.
So you don't
It
still
was
have
bad.
that. Don't still have that in some box
Nah,
somewhere.
nah,
No,
nah.
no. Well, I mean, hey,
Oh,
worked
then I
out
made
4
this
kids later.
collage for it too. I forgot to tell
Oh,
you that. I made this collage
oh.
on like this 8x10 of like all our like favorite pictures and stuff like that. It was I definitely don't know where that is. That's on her. But I gave it to her. It was nice, glossy paper, whatever. It got from Kinko. You know what I'm saying? I had that
Kinko's.
too.
Shout out
Yeah.
Kinko's. Wow. That's a
Yeah.
throwback.
Back before it was a merger. It was just Kinko's. It wasn't FedEx Kinko's, just straight up
Mm,
Kinko's. You know what I'm saying? Old school.
it's
And
true.
went to Blockbuster Video right after that.
What people don't really know, though, is you get all the credit for being funny, and she's like not to say, she's funnier than you,
Man,
but she's really funny.
she could really do some stand-up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, cause her stuff is really cerebral and is really like goofy and funny. So she got all kind of ways to make you laugh and to make you think, cause she's very thought provoking. So she
Yeah.
definitely got a career in it, but she just want to stick to pharmacy.
There you go.
She
Very
just wants to be a
important.
pharmacist. That's it.
There you go.
So
We need those.
yeah,
Have you ever
very
done
true.
stand-up?
I did one set at the Laugh Factory, actually. It was pretty cool. I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I ended up doing 7 or 8, went over a little bit, but it's cool. And then I definitely respect it. But it's like you gotta come up with something new every day. You gotta be on it. You gotta have a plan for a heckler. You gotta have a plan for this. You gotta have a plan for if you bomb. You gotta have a plan for if your joke don't go over the way that you think it's gonna go over. It's a lot of things that you gotta think about, that you can't just go up there and just freestyle it. Like you gotta have a
No.
plan. So
I would think
yeah,
that would
man.
be one of the most nerve-wracking ways of entertainment. I mean, to have to do stand-up. That's a lot of pressure.
Man, everything is, playing
It's
football,
true.
if you're gonna box, if you're gonna do any type of sport, if you're gonna be in front of a group of people, it's always a lot of pressure. But, you either make diamonds or, either bust pipes or make diamonds. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Oh,
So
I like that saying.
yeah, you either apply it or you feel it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. See, you're always dropping knowledge that I didn't know.
Every
Look
now and
at you.
again, I just look like this.
I would imagine we have some Bears fans here, of course. And I mean, when so you got drafted by the 49ers
Hmm.
and then in free agency. So you did 4 years with the Niners and then came to the Bears, right?
Yep.
What did you think when you realized you were going from the Niners, the team who drafted you, to Chicago?
I just wanted to get on with a team, and the fact that the Bears expressed interest, that was all I needed. That was all I needed. And cuz who wouldn't want to play in a place that got such great tradition as the Bears? Like, you think
Mhm.
of Dick Buckus and Mike Singletary and Otis Wilson and Richard Dent, and I mean, you can go as far back as Red Grange. You could hardly wear a jersey number here because they're all retired. So when you think of the tradition that's here, how can you not jump on a chance to play in a city that thrives on defense? I was like, man, I was so excited. I got goosebumps like thinking about it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, what, the Bears? Hell yeah. Today and tomorrow. Like, sign me up. Like, yeah. So I was excited to play here. I remember talking to Croops. I was like, the first day here, I was like, man, when do we get started? And this was like they had just came from the Super Bowl. So they're like, hey man, relax, bro. Like,
Yeah.
dang. Like it's only March. Like we just played last month. Like relax. I remember they used to have the expo or something like that, and it was done at the Hilton. And it was either us and the Cubs, they always did it, but they don't do it anymore. But this was my first experience in March when I got drafted. I'm drafted. I was on the team free agency at the end of March. So I wasn't thinking that the fans are going to know who I was because I played nose guard. They was like, oh, that's Anthony Adams. I actually got a San Francisco 49er card right here for you to sign. I was like, what? It's like, man, these fans is different here, man. So they know everything about you. And I literally, the ink wasn't dry. And they're like, oh, Anthony Adams, yeah, you came over from the 49ers. Da, da, da. I was like, dang, that's what's up. Okay.
Die
Yeah, I think I'm going to
hard.
like it here. Yeah, it's dope.
Die hard.
It's dope.
What's your favorite moment from the NFL? You have to pick one.
My favorite moment was just reaching the playoffs. 9 years, I only been in the playoffs one time. And so to beat
Oof.
the Seahawks, who had beast mode as a running back, I was, man, this is what's up, man. I'll never forget that day. Then when we won the NFC North, beating Minnesota, who had Favre on the team, I was like, that was great for me. Just to put on that hat, NFC North champions, man.
Yeah.
T Med, we used to always get on T Med nerves, but I know I was like trying to like run him down to get that hat. T Med, with my hat. T Med, I need my hat. T Med, with my hat at? I put my hat on, man. Yeah, that was a good moment. That was a good moment. T Med,
Oh,
man, that's my
man.
guy, dude. Shout out to T Med.
You still see a lot of your old teammates, though, because I know I could
Mhm.
ask you what do you miss the most, but I know it's just being around the guys.
Yeah, you already know that, man. Just being out there in the
Yeah.
locker room. We used to play basketball. We played baseball.
That
And
video resurfaced recently of you and Peanut in the
oh,
locker room.
yeah. That's back when they used to we used to like break the lights in there, all kind of stuff. And I think because of us, they put up so many barriers and things that you couldn't do because of all the things that we did. So by the time that basketball rim got there, we would have never had that because some people would have been slamming and like hanging on the rim. We would have broke something. So there's no way they would have had that in there with us because we played basketball, we played soccer, we played baseball. We just made up games. We box people up, like all kind of stuff.
I feel like it is so different now.
Maybe, I don't know, but we went too far with it. We were
Shocking.
like a bunch of kids, man. Full blown sweat. We playing dodgeball. Like
Oh
I'm
my
talking
gosh.
about people could have got injured. Like I'm telling you, I probably burned at least 40,000 calories on Saturdays playing dodgeball. Day before the game too.
Day before, yeah.
I'm
No
talking
no
about in a
rest no rest
full-fledged
for the wicked.
argument with Rasheed Davis because he always cheat. No, man, I caught the ball. You ain't catch it. It fell on the ground. Just straight full-blown argument like every Saturday, especially with Rasheed.
On the record, calling out Rashid. Okay. We'll have to get his side of the story sometime.
He cheated every Saturday. He'll tell you. He know he cheated.
All right. So what's next for you? I mean, you've always got a project that you're working on. You've always got stuff going on. What are we gonna see here in the next year?
I don't know. Right now, I'm just focused on being here for the kids, and like I said, just play his last high school football game. And so I'm just trying to be around and stay healthy, make sure that I'm always there for them. So right now, that's my main priority. But of course, working with a lot of different brands here and there on social media and I've been having a lot of fun doing it. This is probably, I don't know, maybe my 13th or 14th year doing something with the media and or with social media. So I'm having a good time doing it, man. And I'm able to be myself and not, feel like I have to be someone else. So it's nothing like being yourself and getting paid for it.
Ain't that the truth?
Man.
This is our 1-minute drive brought to you by
Okay.
Chevy Drive Chicago. Some
It is.
rapid
Shout
fire
out to Chevy.
questions.
Let's get it.
Shout out to Chevy. We're starting the timer. Rapid fire for 60 seconds. Go.
Okay.
What are you most proud of?
Me being a dad.
Dream dinner guest, dead or alive?
Tupac.
Okay, if you had one superpower for game day, what would it be?
To have a speedy metabolism.
Cold tub or hot tub?
Cold.
Most recent TV show you watched?
Goodness gracious, a TV show? I don't even watch TV anymore, but the most recent one I watched was probably Abbott Elementary.
Funny show. Okay. Funniest teammate?
Tommy Harris.
Favorite retired guy hobby?
Bonfires. I didn't know this, but I like bonfires.
All right. Well, this has been so lovely.
It has.
I can't thank you
has.
enough for being
So
my
quick and
first guest.
efficient.
Thank you for doing this. All right, probably FaceTime you soon. But for now, this has been episode 1 of The Out Route.